This is the studio session of the first National Convention of the Youth Movement of the Apostolic Church in Nigeria. And before we went on that break, we've talked about a whole lot that happened yesterday, and we have a guest with us this morning to continue the discussion. We have with us this morning Pastor Nwachukwu Joshua, the Maritime Territory Deputy Leader of the Youth Movement. Good morning, sir. It's nice having you with us.
Good morning.
Yes, so before we talk, go on the discussion and things that have been happening in the convention so far. How is the youth, as a principal officer of the youth movement in Maritime Field, how is the youth movement in Maritime Field, and is there a comparison or differences to what you have seen coming here to Lagos?
Okay, I want to say thank you first of all for having me, and secondly, Maritime Territorial Youth Movement had been in existence for a quite long time from the grassroots, So this is the first time we're having a national phase to gather everyone together. I think way back 2003, we had the youth movement in Maritime Territory. And so Maritime Territory, you can attest that when it comes to harvesting talents in creativity, in music, it has been there, and we had all the support we need, both from our fathers and our personal assemblies. We have always tried to enhance the talents we have. We had all the support, and we have good resource persons in there.
Okay, I know Utu have some questions, but let me quickly ask this: has there been anything like a territorial youth convention in Maritime Field?
Yes, we have had territorial youth conventions for more than six to seven times. The last one we had was actually 2019, but the COVID-19 took away the 2020, and then we are in 2021, which will be, by God's grace, coming up on by August
this year.
Yes, this year.
All right.
All right, sir. And seeing that this is a maiden event, the first of its kind in the history of the Apostolic Church in Nigeria, what would you say, what would be your comments with the vision that our leaders are trying to put, bringing youth from Maritime, from Cross River Territory, from other territories to come together to settle in the National Temple?
I would say this is a dream come true.
Okay.
And I'll give you reasons. We have been yearning for this for a very long time. And that's why I told you that we started when we had no hope, but because we decided not to leave the church. A lot of us. So we took that responsibility. A lot of persons had left. You know of Messi Chinwo.
Yeah.
The place I'm pastoring, I'm under the district. My assembly is under the district. Her mother is still a member of that assembly till date. Yeah. Now she left because I won't also fault that she was raised just the territorial youth choir you saw. That was where she was. She was good. But when she came back, there was no platform to accommodate her. So she had to seek for greener pastures elsewhere. If Apostolic Church had had what we had today and developed record labels that can compete with the world, I tell you the truth, we churn our talent and export. We don't have an ability to accommodate them. So for the national president and his council to be able to come up with this vision, it is a victory. It's like where you had mad dogs tied for a long time. When you lose them, they are going to take over what others had been doing.
All right. So it is true that what you've said, and it's evident not just in Maritime Territory. Other territories have lost, or should I say, seen some very talented youth leave to go to places and quote that they say is favorable for them to thrive in whatever it is you're doing. So would you say that the vision and the plan of this convention on its own will have a very strong positive impact on youth, being that any one of them that had thought of taking a step out of the fold would actually stay back?
Yes, it's a confidence. You have just given them the confidence that our fathers are in support. Having our fathers yesterday sit with us, I think all the territorial chairmen were there. So they saw. To us, we have seen fathers that are ready to accept the vision. So we are going to go with that and strive with it.
Okay.
Okay, let me still stick with you on the maritime territory. You said there's a platform there, creativity. What are some of the platforms that have been put there, you as a leader, so that these youths will not leave? And if we are to talk about advise other territory to get those kind of platforms so that the youth will stay.
First of all, I want to start with the hierarchy. That's the territorial chairman. He had made it categorically clear. In fact, in maritime territory as it stands, any pastor that flouts the national youth order would be suspended. It's as serious as that. Wow. The territorial chairman gave a free access to his office, his office, to the youth. Any matter we report directly to him. That's how serious he's taking it. So, any pastor that knows, these are dogmatic. Any pastor that knows that the territorial chairman would be angry, would not flout that order. Then secondly, the provisions. But when I mean provisions, the church, the support from the church to support youths. We have music competitions, which we have been holding. We have the football competitions. We have the drama. And all this, we have been able to put those things in place.
Okay, I'm still sticking with you. It's a Mercy Chinwo, yes. Like you said, it's allegedly coming around. Okay. We are hearing that she will be around for the variety night today. Okay. So how will it feel for you to see your own person come around and be in the variety night?
It's like having your sister that has traveled for a very long time. To us, we think they all traveled. Okay. They will definitely come back. So having him one more time being with us is joy. You're welcoming your sister,
Hope people will not hijack her from us because we are all one in the apostolic church. It's all we are sisters and brothers.
Yeah, in the fold. Okay. We're all together.
We are together, but when you travel, you don't drag the child. The child will always know his roots. Yeah. So no matter how you take her, she's still our daughter. So
all right. Let's talk about the theme of the convention. Okay. Youth for Exploit. You were one of the ministers yesterday. You took the prayer section. So for you, how will you describe the youth and why? How will you describe the theme rather, and why that theme in this time?
All right. The theme is a very timely one. I would say, youth for exploit. We need to exploit. That is the command God gave to man in the Garden of Eden. He breathed upon them. That breath was not just air. It was the ability to boost the spiritual immune system to carry up the mandate he's going to give to man the next time, which was be fruitful, multiply, and have dominion. So if you don't do exploit, you cannot dominate. And how do we do that? That brings us to the test. We say, they that know their God. What do you mean by knowing your God? Know the ability of your God. Know what your God has placed in you. And know how to manifest with what he has given to you. The Bible says, out of our bellies shall flow rivers of living water. So, where there is no vision, my people perish. My people go into captivity because they lack knowledge. So the knowing, that's the central thing. So what we have come to this convention to do is to gather the knowledge, to gather the manpower, to gather the ability to understand what we are made up of. So when we get that understanding, that's the knowledge. I tell you the truth, we are going to explode. We are going to explode. I'm not sure Nigeria is going to contain what is about to hit them. I'm telling you, there's something that's going to explode. We are in the waiting. We are in the potter's hand. We are knowing ourselves. He's making us again. So by the time we leave here, Glorious Vision Television, the problem you'll be having then will be how to cover many of the activities that are going to go on in this nation.
We are ready.
No, we are always ready.
So talking about Nigeria, and they won't be able to take what we have as youth. What are some of the roles of youth in church growth and nation building? Okay,
as it stands now, the youth has all the stake in the church. One, the social media, publicity, the internet. Our fathers might not really know what it takes. The youth has to help the church in advertising. They are like image makers of the church. They have to help the church in frontiering the evangelism unit. The fathers can no longer go all that way. We are the foot soldiers to carry the gospel from the church to the sinners. The feedback from the sinners back to the church. It is the youth that does that. It's also the youth that needs to bring the finances the church is looking for. Because these days, the finance is tweeting towards the young generation. So if our youths don't know what they need to know, they can't be able to make the money, come back to the church, and develop the church.
Okay, so yesterday in one of the sessions, one of the speakers spoke about fear. You know, as much as we are bringing youth together to educate them and give them what they need to go out there and make history, there are certain challenges that are waiting for them. What if I don't know if you can outline them and see how, and give one or two ways in which youth can actually overstep those fears and move forward.
Okay, all right. Bible says, "I have not given you the spirit of fear, but of sound mind." So, fear is natural, but our faith conquers the fear. Number one is the ability not to see problems only, but to believe that you can solve the problem. You know, you have the youth complain all that. What I used to ask myself in my leadership, in the middle of all this challenge, what should we do? This problem must be solved. Secondly, the ability to believe that even if you don't succeed, what you call you don't succeed, but you have made a step. That is to advance. Even if you die, you did not die a coward. You die trying something. It's better you keep trying. It is not the first time we have heard programs and it failed. But what we did not, it was not a failure. We only laid a stepping stone as a reference for the next generation to come. If we had tried to organize this convention at a particular point, maybe it did not happen. It was not failure. What happened was that we have set a mark. Somebody someday will arise on that place. He will not have to go back from the beginning. So they need to be diligent, disciplined, patient. They need to be patient with our Father. This is a new vision. We'll have hiccups here and there, but that does not mean it's a failure. They should be patient, try again. The ability to give. You met a pastor today and he's telling you, hold on, I don't understand this, and you get angry and leave the church. No, be patient and you will definitely get there.
Okay, you talked about you talked about in your leadership. So what are some of the leadership style you have been using in Maritime territory to have this personal relationship with your fellow youth or the youth there that you think other leaders can inculcate to get better? Because there's always been a problem of interpersonal relationship between youth and the leaders.
Yes, that's true.
Okay, we have a triangular form of leadership. That's what I deal with. I believe that there is no leader without followers. You can't lead yourself. My definition of leadership is a man, a slave to an organizational goal. You are a slave. You don't have your vision. It is the organizational's vision. You are burdened with it. So what I do, I use what the Apostolic Church teaches us. Make the pastor your personal friend. His sympathy. Watch this. Not just his sympathy. That's not that the pastor needs your sympathy alone. His own sympathy and support are needed by you. So the pastor has a sympathy he has for the members as much as the members also have that. So when you make them your friend, friendship we can correct as friends. But when you try to correct as an enemy, we see it as an attack. So we as leaders, we make our fathers, the territorial fathers, our friend. And then we come back to and make our brothers, our sisters, our friend. So that relationship, that I can easily caution and correct them and they follow suit through our leadership.
Okay, so one last question from my end. I trust that definitely that the purpose of this program is going to be achieved. And now aside from Maritime Field, what are those things that the leaders are going to put in place to make sure that the information that the youth are actually going to gain from this program will actually stay? Because it's one thing to come and know and go home and relax. And there are no activities, there are no actually things to put in place to make sure that they actually push them forward. Because I believe there are some youth that actually need that pushing. So what exactly would you think the leaders should put in place in Maritime and other territories as they go back to make sure that they can actually harness the potential they have when where they are to make exploits?
Okay, I would say number one, follow up.
Okay.
Follow up on what you have gotten from here. So reinforcement. They just told you that the youth has this. They should start from the grassroots. The room was not built in a day. We came to Lona and we saw this wonderful edifice and all that. We are happy, but it did not start in a day. So start with what you had. The Bible says, brighten the corner where you are. Those little children that you don't allow to take chorus, You don't allow to do the Bible study. You don't allow. Start from that place. To us, we might have outgrown that, but you might have a problem with that. Start from that. Then empower these people. Let there be empowerment in the instance, not just the God loves you kind of thing. Organize program that can build their capacity in career, in entrepreneurship, in marriage, in all that. Organize these things. Give them the workshop, and they continually grow from that aspect.
Okay, because of our time, let me ask this. What are some of the expectations? You know, you're part of the leadership. What are some of the expectations for the rest of the convention for us?
Okay, I would say I expect God to touch every person individually with a dynamic touch. I expect a mantle to be released. The mantle to be released on the generation of the youths. So I expect that mantle, just like Elijah and Elisha. That's what I'm expecting. Because I know I'm going to have the Jordan River coming up. So I expect that mantle to navigate those problems.
All right, thank you very much, sir, for your time with us this morning. We have been speaking with Pastor Nwachukwu Joshua, the Maritime Territory Deputy Leader, and has shed a whole light on the theme of the convention and what we should expect as the convention progresses. Now we want to take a break, after which we'll be back to take more discussion from us here in the studio. Go nowhere, we'll be right back.